Hey guys, it's audio only today. I apologize for that, but I am kind of busy and my throat hurts, and I did want to get a video out to you guys today nonetheless. I should probably first mention that Not Productive has raised $2,461 as of the making of this video towards our $20,000 goal. I've added two new perks. For $1, you can get a warm feeling in your heart, and for $25, you can get a drawing by me. I'm not a terrific artist, but I'm semi-competent, so that might be cool for some people, to just have. So I want to talk about these bills. We've got the SOPA bill, which is the Stop Online Piracy Act, which basically kills the internet. We've got PIPA, which is the Protect IP Act, which is the backup bill to kill the internet in case SOPA doesn't pass. And then we've got the National Defense Authorization Act of 2012, which enables the government to detain U.S. citizens indefinitely without trial or charge. And some people have said that it doesn't do that, but here's a statement released by the ACLU. Don't be confused by anyone claiming that the indefinite detention legislation does not apply to American citizens. It does. There is an exemption for American citizens from the mandatory detention requirement, Section 1032 of the bill, but no exemption for American citizens from the authorization to use the military to indefinitely detain people without trial or charge, Section 1031 of the bill. So, the result is that under the bill, the military has the power to indefinitely imprison American citizens, but does not have to use its power unless ordered to do so. That's the ACLU on the National Defense Authorization Act for 2012. So don't be fooled by anyone claiming that it doesn't do that. It does. So for a while now, ever since Obama showed himself to be completely ineffectual at achieving his stated objectives, there's been a debate as to whether or not this guy is malevolent or merely incompetent. And I've always said that he's incompetent. But I think that this proves me wrong, because it was Obama that asked for the indefinite detention provision to be added to the bill. So I think at this point there's no arguing that Obama is merely incompetent. He is a malevolent entity. He's a guy that ran on, I'm going to close Guantanamo Bay. But he does not want to close Guantanamo Bay. He wants to franchise that motherfucker. He wants a Guantanamo Bay on every fucking street corner. So Obama is not your savior. He's not going to protect you. So who is your alternative in that case? You got Newt Gingrich? Mitt Romney? They're the same. They're identical. In every way that counts, those motherfuckers are Obama. So who else do we got? We got Ron Paul. I notice a lot of people on Reddit lately have been touting Ron Paul. They say Obama will not veto the National Defense Authorization Act. Listen, some of Ron Paul's views might be crazy, but he may be our only hope. Now, I'd like to point out that Ron Paul wants to end abortion rights. On his very own website, it says, as a physician, Ron Paul consistently put his beliefs into practice and saved lives by helping women seek options other than abortion, including adoption. And as president, Ron Paul will continue to fight for the same pro-life solutions he has upheld in Congress, including immediately saving lives by effectively repealing Roe v. Wade and preventing activist judges from interfering with state decisions on life by removing abortion from federal court jurisdiction through legislation modeled after his We the People Act. Defining life as beginning at conception by passing a Sanctity of Life Act. Did you guys catch the part about effectively repealing Roe v. Wade, or how Ron Paul wants to remove abortion from the federal court jurisdiction? That would leave abortion up to the individual states, which would be stupid, but he wouldn't stop there. He wants to pass a Sanctity of Life Act, which federally mandates that life begins at conception. What that means is that it really doesn't matter if a state wants to allow abortion. They won't be able to because fetuses will be protected as full-fledged U.S. citizens. All because Ron Paul has the dumbass notion in his head that you're a human being the moment the jizz hits the egg. Now, Ron Paul has some crazy economic views, too. He believes in the gold standard. What is the gold standard, and why is Ron Paul obsessed with it? The gold standard is when every dollar does not derive its value from our perception of its value, it instead derives its value from gold. And how does gold derive its value? Well, from our perception of its value. Basically, the gold standard tethers our currency to a finite resource. My problem is that it might as well be the fucking zinc standard or the orange juice standard. There's nothing inherently special about gold, other than it was an early form of currency. It was used to symbolize real wealth, just like paper money is today. The value of money, whether it's made of paper or gold or paper backed by gold, is that it can purchase goods and services. That's what money is. It's something that can purchase goods and services. It doesn't matter if it's gold or baloney. Ron Paul wants to remove social safety nets. He believes that Medicare is unconstitutional. He believes that Social Security is unconstitutional. If you actually look at the Constitution, it gives Congress the power to lay and collect taxes and to provide for the general welfare of the United States, which is exactly what Social Security and Medicare do. And you can argue against the programs themselves, but it's pretty dumb to argue against their constitutionality, at least in my opinion. On Social Security, Ron Paul believes that Americans should be able to opt out of the system if they so choose. That's all well and good, except Social Security pretty much requires that a larger number of people pay in than will ever actually receive benefits, because the program exists for those who reach retirement age and have no money. Those who have money shouldn't be allowed to use it, and we should raise the retirement age to reflect increased human lifespans. So it does need reform. But elimination? He opposes Medicare and Medicaid entirely because he views them as socialism. He wants to keep old people on them, but us young people, we're just fucked. We don't get that shit. He opposes common sense FDA regulations. I'm going to give you an example of this. He went to bat for the people who want to drink raw milk. That's to say people who don't want their milk pasteurized. And the sale of raw milk has been banned by the FDA because it can contain deadly bacteria such as Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria. Now, personally, if some dumb fuck wants to drink that shit, I say let them buy their own fucking cow. They can drink it at their own risk. I have no problem with that. They can choose what they want to put in their own bodies. But I don't want something like that in the supermarket. I don't want it because it poses a danger to me. What if I go to a restaurant where the owner is some anti-pasteurization fucking psycho and I get E. coli? What if I eat a bowl of cereal at a friend's house and it turns out that he's one of these psycho morons and I fucking get salmonella? What about all the people who are stupid and don't know what they're buying? This FDA ban makes sense for the same reason that I don't think the makers of rat poison should be able to make their product resemble Flintstones' fucking vitamins. But to Ron Paul, the FDA are a bunch of fascists. Whatever. Ron Paul believes that your state government should be allowed to regulate your sexuality. Yeah, I'm not making that up. Ron Paul personally opposes sodomy laws, but thinks that states have the right to make them. Here's his own words on the matter. There is clearly no right to privacy nor sodomy found anywhere in the Constitution. There are, however, states' rights, rights plainly affirmed in the 9th and 10th Amendments. Under those amendments, the state of Texas has the right to decide for itself how to regulate social matters like sex, using its own local standards. So, if you're gay and you live in Texas or Mississippi or something like that, Ron Paul feels like your state should be able to tell you, hey, no, you're not allowed to stick cock in your butt. Why? Why should your state have the right to do that? Because, according to Ron Paul, that's what the Constitution says. There's no debate. Our state governments now have jurisdiction over our bedrooms. That's your libertarian? That's your pro-freedom candidate? But you know, the thing about Ron Paul is, maybe this guy's right. Maybe we should just say to ourselves, you know, some of Ron Paul's views may be crazy, but he may be our only hope. Because at least he doesn't want to open secret fucking prisons. At least he doesn't believe in the fucking Patriot Act. At least he doesn't want us to be a military empire that spans the fucking globe. But you know what? I'm not content yet. My standards have yet to be lowered enough to think like that. I don't think that I have to choose between evil and crazy. I don't think I should have to choose between evil and crazy. Where the fuck is the sane candidate? Where is the sane candidate who has some semblance of a fucking value system that isn't rooted in some crazy left or right-wing ideology? Where's the person who just makes sense? Where is the guy that wants individual liberty? Where is the guy that's going to stand up for the freedom of people, not the federal government, not the state government, but people, individuals? Where is that candidate? I want to vote for him.